Today we're going to talk about printing a report from SharePoint using both Power Automate and Power Apps. To get a copy of this video, the content in this video, you can go out here to gumroad.com and look for this ID right here, and this will get you the book. So today we're going to talk about, which is unique for me, is I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking over everything and giving kind of a detailed explanation of everything that we're looking at today. What we're going to do today instead is we're going to look and go through this. So the intent of this video is really for the person who just needs the code to do something, right? They're trying to do something within their app. It may not flow as easily as building a solution as most of my videos, but this is just designed for you that's looking to do something. You're frustrated with trying to do a HTML or a compose or a get items, and this is going to give you those tips to do this. To get the more thorough view of where many of these screenshots are from, go ahead and look online, go to Google, and just search for this book right here, right? So just put in Lush plus SBS. This is step-by-step book right here, or you can look at any one of these videos. So again, just search Google and you'll just search for, just put this in your bar, right? In your Google search area, and just search for that exactly like it's written, and then there are several other videos as well. So let's just jump right to this. Okay, so what we're building here is a Power App, a Power Automate script that gets information from a list, but we're prompting some of the information we're gathering is from within your Power App. So we start, and so the easiest way to do that is just to use this as a trigger, the Power Apps 2 as a trigger. And you can see that trigger here in the flow. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to simply get that item. So you're going to put in whatever your SharePoint list is, right? This is your address 2 and 3. You're going to do a show all here. And by the way, we're using the new developer in Power Automate for this. And here are some of the things that you may want to do. So here's modified. We're going to order it by the last time that was modified. That's it. We're going to modify the last time it's modified, and we're doing it descending there, number 5. And then we have a top count. Okay, so that's just kind of your get items. There's not a whole lot to this. We're not filtering this. This is really a give me everything that's in that list type of get items. Okay, pretty simple, right? And the output from that, by the way, when you go to Power Apps, let's just run down to the bottom there. When you do that, then this would be the output. So you just create an icon inside of your Power App, number 1 there, on the on select, and just put, this is the name of the flow right here, report flow all, .run with open and close parenthesis, number 3 there. And then whenever somebody clicks on this, then it'll automatically pull the data from here. Whoops, just whizzed on by it there. It'll just automatically pull the data from this SharePoint, from this list, and it'll just sort it by modified date. That's a modified date is a standard field inside of your list. Okay, so let's say you wanted to extend a little bit further. That's when you're going to, so we're going to collect information. We still have to format what that report looks like. So remember, in the get items, we're using filters to filter that information, and we do that in many different ways, and you can see other videos for that. But here we just want to create the fields that are going to show up in the report itself. So we did the get item, and then we want to create the fields that show up in there. And that's pretty easy. This right here is from the SharePoint body value. So when you click on this, notice there's a SharePoint item there, number 1. You're just going to say, I want everything from the get items body / value. And then here we're going to customize this. Okay, so I think you have to click on show all. Click customize. It's usually automatic, I think. Number 2 there. And then number 3, you're just going to put in what the headers are for the report. And then see, these are the SharePoint references. So you're going to click on this guy right here, this number 1 here. It's going to sit right over here. And you're just going to go down the row and put in all your SharePoint items. That's it. Pretty easy. Then we're going to take and here on this screen, we're going to, oh, this is us adding. So you click here and then you type in public notes, for example, and that adds all of this stuff right here. Okay. All right, next phase is we're going to do the compose. Now, I have many examples of HTML code. You can write your own, number 2 there. So you're going to have to look at the other books and other videos for that HTML code. And remember, if you download one of the books, especially if you download this book right here, where is it? If you download this book, not that one. Sorry about that. Okay. If you download this book right here, it has all of this code in it, by the way. Okay. All right. So good. So here, we're composing it. So all we do from the compose is we just put in the HTML code and we take the output from this create table. So when you go in there, you're going to add it. Notice it's the next one. You're just going to add the create HTML table output. Okay, and you're going to see that when you add it here. Make sure you add that there. Then we're just going to send the email message, and we're going to use send email message v2, and we're just going to type in the address of the person here. Now, this is because this report is just going to me every single time. So this is an archive report. So I don't necessarily want to share this with other people, and I don't want this dynamic to share. If you want to keep it simple, this is probably the easiest way. Just hard code an email address in there and then just send it to yourself. And you can forward it to other people in email. Here's the format. Now notice here I put a number 3 here. I put ARC2. The reason why is in square brackets. This is a unique identifier. This is going to come up in other text, right? It's very unique. And I can search, I can use Outlook rules to key in on this. So when this email message comes in, I could just say, hey, take everything with a subject line that has square bracket arc2 close square bracket and put it in this folder or forward it to this person. So I can add some automation within Outlook. See some other videos that I have on that. And then here, we're just listing our information here and we're just putting outputs, okay? And then we put a bunch of other stuff in here. That's it. That's really as simple as it is. Now, what we haven't done in this scenario is do any filtering of the data. This is just pure data directly from this list. Okay, so and then remember we spawn it off here, right? We just use this report right here from within Power Apps, and we just click on that icon, and this is the code we run. But you could just use that, by the way, in Power Automate. You could just go directly to Power Automate and run this report as well. So again, I'm sorry, I can't do everything in one video. You're going to have to see another one of my videos to kind of go over that if you don't know how to do that. Okay, so here what we've done is we've created 2 variables within Power Apps. So we've created some collection boxes. One is a drop down called drop down assigned, and the other one is called text email report. And this text email report number 3 here, it has the name of the person that the report's going to. So what we do within Power Apps is we create a drop down. See another video on a drop down related to 365, Office 365. And in fact, hold on one sec. So I have several things on connecting to Office 365 right here. If you just go out, see the search code right there. It's this video right here. And then if you just do lush plus, and you see that number, square bracket 210.223.631, close square bracket. If you just search for that, you're going to find the Office 365. That's an older one. And then I just did one recently, a newer one, and it is, and here are some of those those IDs that you can look at. Power Apps, right there. See the one above the one that I'm highlighted on right here. So that's the one you want to, that's easy to follow to create that drop down right there. So just, again, search for Lush plus 19124.13333 and you'll see that. That's actually not publishing till later at 10 o'clock today. So that's out there, latest and greatest. Okay, let's go back to the document here. Okay, so that video right there is to do the drop down and then to build the other stuff. I showed you the references. They're all in here as well. Okay, so all under this reports section, that's how to send an email via, right? So these are the more detailed discussion. Connecting, what we're talking about right now is that video 1614, and then so on and so forth. So just go out to my channel. You're going to see this. These are also in the playlists called Power Automate. So they're going to be in this playlist that you can see. I thought I could list all those, but okay. All right. So that's how we do that. So let's go ahead and go back here. So we're going to create these variables here in Power Apps. We're going to initialize the variables here. So what we're going to do is we're going to collect. Notice here that this has a Power App logo here. That's because we're collecting this information. So variable text email report. I try to keep things consistent so it's easier for me to remember. And then it's a string, and then we're going to collect the text. And we're going to do the same thing for drop assigned name. We're going to do the same thing here, right here. Okay. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so we're going to create these two variables. And then what we're going to do with the variables is we're going to get items. But notice here that we're comparing number 6 here against the variable. Okay, so we've collected the information here inside of these variables, and now we're comparing. We don't have to collect variables if we don't want to. I use these later inside things, so I create these variables. But I could call directly right here, this Power Apps. I could say, hey, just tell me directly who the assigned is. So just like I'm pulling up the assigned right here, I could do the same thing here. Okay, but here's how you plug it into the get items. Now in this one, we're filtering by the assigned. Assigned equals open single quote, close quote, and here we're plugging in that. And remember, we're going to just click. There'll be a little thing over here with a lightning bolt and an FX. We're going to click on that lightning bolt and add that data. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing as we talked about before. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. This is creating the HTML table. We're going to add a compose here. We're going to do the output. Remember, the output is from this HTML table, right? So we're here, and then we go down to compose there. Then the last thing is the email itself. Now, this email is a little fancier because we collected this variable. We're going to take the email address right here, and we're going to plug it in as a variable. So what they put inside of Power Apps, inside your collection box, is going to automatically feed here. So you can change who the recipient is, and then this is who's assigned. So items assigned to this person. We're going to add a bunch of text here. Then we're going to put in the output from the compose. We're going to put in this output right here, and then that's it. Okay, we're going to add the HTML. And then again, within your Power App, these are two things that have been pulled, and I just wanted to show this as one last thing. We're running this report. This is the on select for this button. This text email report right here is the open text. Now, you have to see the other videos that I have. This is that creating a drop down for Office 365. It doesn't have to be just a plain text field. It could be a drop down where you search the users in your Active Directory environment. But for some of you, you may need this as just a standard if you're doing a lot of email outside of your organization. Now, a lot of people that I talk to just create the drop down inside their organization and they email it to themselves, and then they send it to somebody outside their organization. So it's just your preference, but this is a simple text box. And then this one right here, Lush, this is pulling from a column within the list called assigned. So it's pulling from the column assign, and that I go over those in other videos. And then we talked about that, and that, which I thought was going to be a shorter video. I apologize for that, but that is all of the code that you need, literally all the code that you need to get anything you want from a SharePoint list. So it's a pretty good video. So, hey, good luck. Take care.